This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Postcast, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network in America. I am Tim Daniel, lifelong Reds fan, on my second season here at Locked On, covering the team. And I want to thank you for spending some time with me as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds getting a 5-3 series clinching victory today over the New York Mets. You guys shouldn't see that yet. What are we doing here? Okay, well, hey, spoiler alert, but thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. The Reds obviously get their series win over the Mets, and we also have 10 years today of Locked On Sports. On tonight's show, we're going to talk about the fact that they had a series win. Brady Singer is so-so. Sal Stewart has a 4 RBI day, and if you saw the little spoiler I accidentally released there, this day in Reds history. All that and a whole lot more. Let's go ahead and let's get this one started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
If you didn't think it was possible that the Cincinnati Reds would win another series, well, I'm here to tell you, you were wrong, because it is possible. The Cincinnati Reds clinched a series today against the New York Mets for the first time they won a series since the last time they played the New York Mets. Haven't won a series since. So it's been the Mets, and everything in between has been bad. But this one, you know, you kind of saw it was in their warehouse, right? Kodai Senga's got to get the start. Because their starter yesterday gets scratched. Kodai Senga comes in there and is not good. 4 innings and gives up 4 runs, 4 walks, and 2 homers. Both homers in the first inning, obviously. And you just kind of, it's one of those things again where you look at yesterday, you're like, all right, cool. Like they hit a couple homers early and they take over. And this one was much closer than yesterday, obviously. It wasn't 12-0. It was 5-3. But you could also see that the Reds felt pretty confident about this. It's this thing like Jeff and Steve have been talking about, where it's like this series is where the Reds have to start to get it right. And so far, so good, right? They won the first 2. They have a chance to sweep tomorrow. That's what's just kind of been the hard part. So the fact that they got the win today, the fact that they feel comfortable now, they can go in tomorrow. The pressure's kind of off them a little more. It's also probably going to be one of those lineups. You know, I'm sure Jose Trevino is going to catch tomorrow. Could be something that really he'll get this team back going. Obviously, a lot of work to do to get back there, but they needed a series win. They really needed a series win, and they were able to get that today. So that's great. I think we can all appreciate that and enjoy that. And let's talk about a few things from the game here before we get into the big highlights. So I want to talk about. Let's congratulate Edwin Arroyo for his first extra base hit at the big leagues. That was really cool to see. Rip that ball. So got his OPS up to 539. And so he is now slugging. So he's slugging the 500s in Louisville. He's slugging 257 with the Reds. So that's his first extra base hit. Had a lot of singles, of course, but you will enjoy that. So that's the part that's really nice to see for him. Congratulations. That Blake Dunn has a really beautiful bunt single that the Mets had no idea how to field. You saw there, the Francisco Alvarez goes, picks up, and no one's covering first base. That is a Reds move that the Reds did to somebody else. So golf clap on that one as well. And Spencer Steer hits a home run today. So that was nice to see. So the Reds definitely got to the point where they just took care of business today. Shout out JJ Bleday. Did not have much of a game, but does get 2 walks. You take that. Blake Dunn has a walk as well. Sal Stewart gets a walk. And so they have 5 walks as a team today. They had 6 hits. They did strike out 13 times, but you know what? Wins heal all wounds. So we will absolutely enjoy it. We'll absolutely take it. Bullpen real quick before we kind of get to the rest of it. So Sam Moll was not very good today. He's allowed to have a not very good here and there. Mark Vientos took him deep. Brock Burke gets to his inning. TJ Antone got himself in a jam and got out of it. If you guys could see the group text between me, Jeff, and Steve during that, it was hilarious as we were going through the fear. And then Tony Santillan has a really nice 9th inning. I'm not super worried about the fact that he hit Juan Soto in the back. That was kind of weird. But he managed to get around that and take care of everyone else. So that was nice to see as well. But this game also was really important for a guy like one Sal Stewart, because he had his first home run at GABP since April.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Let's talk about Sal Stewart tonight because we know he hadn't been hitting very well for a little while. He was hitting under 200 in the month of June. And today in the first inning, and it's this thing that Sadek has a tendency to do. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm actually saying this in a great way. John Sadek has this way where he says something like to break streaks in broadcasts, and I'm sure he does it for a reason, and it works. He's sitting there talking about right before Sal Stewart comes to the plate in the first inning. He's like, his contact numbers are down. He's hitting 184 in June. He hasn't homered at GABP since the end of April. Boom. Puts one in the seats. So that was pretty cool. Sal Stewart does get a 3-run home run there. Goes on to put another RBI on this tape as well for a 4 RBI day. So that was a humongous one for him. William, I did already mention the Spencer Steer home run. When you talk about, don't forget that. I already talked about it. I'll mention it again. Spencer Steer had a nice home run. But this is about Sal Stewart here, folks. It's the guy who's in the running for National League Rookie of the Year. I think him and JJ Weatherholt are kind of like running away from it. I'm just kidding with you, William. It was all in good fun. And to see those two kind of probably take over the kind of those two spots for the National League Rookie of the Year, it feels like those guys are kind of starting to run away with those top two spots. And I don't know. Maybe the Cardinals do eventually start losing. I don't know. But we shall see. Sergio says Sal looks more calm. He's been very aggressive. I think that makes him get a lot of swings and misses. I think that's baseball, right? I think we're just kind of in that stage of baseball now where like you kind of see like the Bryce Harpers and the Aaron Judges who hit a bunch of homers. But they also have a lot of those swings and misses. So I said the other day, I feel like Sal Stewart kind of has a Joey Votto-esque awareness of the strike zone from the right-handed side of the plate. You see that he has this way of doing, just like, obviously he's very aggressive with ABS challenges and he's pretty good at it also. So that's really impressive. But this is a guy who's a rookie with an 806 OPS. That's pretty impressive for a guy who hadn't played a full season at big leagues yet, obviously. So we'll see how things go from here, but I thought that this was a really good day for him. Obviously, like we've mentioned, the Spencer Steer home run obviously helps a lot as well, but nice day for the Cincinnati Redlegs to get a big dub for sure. And one guy who was fine, not bad, not great, was Brady Singer today. He leaves with the win, and that's very, very important for him. So let's talk about Brady Singer's day right after this. This episode of the Reds Postcast is brought to you by Cash App. It's amazing how quickly we've moved away from cash and checks. Whether it's paying friends back, buying tickets, or splitting a bill, everything happens instantly now. Being able to send someone money instantly, it's one of those things that's become so natural that you forget how much easier it makes everyday life. If you weren't up to speed already, Cash App is way more than just a safe way to send and receive money. With the Cash App card, you unlock a ton of perks without all the hidden fees. Enjoy benefits like exclusive early access to nationwide pre-sales, concert pre-sales such as Kendrick Lamar and Sabrina Carpenter, plus discounts on everyday purchases and popular brands you're already spending money on. Add your card to your digital wallet to make your money move easier. Cash App also adds security to your money by declining suspicious card transactions and sending you a notification to make sure that the payment is really you. If your card is ever lost or stolen, you can lock it with one tap right in the app. Spend with confidence with a Cash App card today. Cash App does more than you think when it comes to having your back and making sure your money stays your money. Cash App just released a new status program for the way people actually spend called Cash App Green. Now, when you spend at least $500 a month with the Cash App card, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft coverage. If you overdraft unexpectedly, there are no hidden fees. You can also unlock higher borrow limits and have customized personalized cashbacks offers every Friday at the places you love to shop. Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cashapp.com to learn more about other fixed financial benefits. New Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use Cash App 10 in their profile and sign up and send $5 to friends within 14 days. Terms do apply. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at Indeed. Workplace chaos can show up fast. The problem is that finding the right candidate can take a lot more time than most businesses can afford. That's where Indeed Sponsored Jobs comes in. Indeed Sponsored Jobs help you reach candidates who actually fit what you're looking for based on skills, experience, and location. Finding the right person can make all the difference, whether it's building a business or building a winning team. Some of the best moves organizations make aren't always the splashiest ones. Sometimes it's finding a person who fits exactly what the team needs at the right moment, say like JJ Bleday. That's what stood out to me here. When they went and got JJ Bleday and Nathaniel Lowe, it's the same behind Indeed sponsored jobs, helping connect organizations with candidates who are the right fit for them to start. One great addition that can have a ripple effect on everyone around them. Like when the Reds called up Ellie De La Cruz, you can feel things were changing. When you find someone who brings the right skills, attitude, and experience, it makes the entire group better. That's why finding qualified candidates matters so much, and why tools like Indeed sponsored jobs can help make things easier. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates to check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help you get the job premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And lastly, we are brought to you today by Rougiette. Throughout the NHL finals, every shift matters, every moment is intense, and everything comes down to execution when the pressure is at its highest. And just like athletes must be ready ready to perform when the puck drops, a lot of guys want that same sense of readiness and confidence in their own lives too. That's where Rougiette comes in. Rougiette offers modern performance-focused treatments designed to help you be ready when it matters. Their top option, Rougiette Ready, is a fast-acting, clinically formulated treatment that comes in a simple mint that dissolves under your tongue. It's designed for convenience with fast absorption and effects that can begin in about 15 minutes and last up to 36 hours. They also offer Go Long, which is formulated to support both performance and control for longer-lasting needs. It's all about helping guys feel prepared, confident, and in control. In the playoffs, readiness isn't optional. It's everything. And for a lot of guys, that idea of being ready at the right moment carries over to everyday life too. That's exactly what Rougiette is built around. What stands out to me is not having a plan and planning everything around timing. Something that works quickly and is easy to admit that really changes the mindset. It's more about confidence and being present in the moment. Head to Rougiette.com/LockedOnNHL and get 15% off your ED treatment. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL for 15% off. Rougiette, performance medicine for men. As you guys have seen here, we now are currently celebrating our 10-year anniversary here at Locked On Podcast Network, and you everydayers make this very possible. I don't just speak for myself because I've only been here a couple of years, but Jeff and Steve over at Locked On Reds Monday through Friday have been holding this down, and we're fortunate enough to bring me on because we all know they needed me, right? I'm just kidding. Those guys are my best friends, and without them, I don't have this opportunity. But we want to thank you all, because without you all, we don't have the opportunity to do what we do. And I know Steve's in the chat tonight giving some love to you guys as well. But don't forget about the Everydayer Club, where you can check out ad-free episodes of us out here on Locked On Reds. You want to check out me on Locked On Cavs. You want to check out Locked On Bengals with Jake and Joe. You've got so many different options. You can get ad-free episodes of Locked On from your favorite hosts. You have access to our Discord chat as well. We're in there talking ball with everybody, and we love talking ball with you. Let's talk about Brady Singer today, because I felt like it was decent.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
So, as we know, Brady Singer has been throwing the ball a little better of late, and it's been really nice to see. He has not been great. He has not been awesome. But he's been getting better. And now, the Reds need him to kind of kick into gear, obviously. We're still waiting to see when we're going to Hunter Green back. It sounds like it's sooner and sooner. So that's promising. But today was kind of another nice step in the right direction for the Reds. So we get this from Brady Singer. As tonight he goes out there, he goes 5 innings of ball. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Most importantly, kept the ball in GABP. It was Sam Ball who gave up the homer. But I'm not mad at Sam Ball. Things happen sometimes. Would I have liked to seen him go longer so we didn't have to use the bullpen as much, for the sake of 1, the bullpen, and 2, it's the Mets and you should get more out of your starters? Yes. Chase Burns threw 5 innings last night. Brady Singer threw 5 today. You want to see that kind of go a little farther in games like that. But I think as he gets more comfortable, we're going to see him go farther into games as well. That's going to be the nice thing to see. I mean, 3 walks isn't a ton. I'd like to see that go down. But such is life. You know, there's even if it is the Mets who are somehow as bad as they are. And yes, I love what you guys are talking about in the chat. They're finding ways to still be competitive in these at-bats. Bo Bichette's finally finding his stride. Juan Soto's been really good. So it's been a lot of fun to see the Reds go out there and win these 2 games against them. Now are 4-1 on the season against the Mets. So if they get tomorrow, then we can really go ahead and enjoy that. But hey, with that being said, the Reds are victors today against the New York Mets 5-3. The Reds have 5 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Mets have 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Brady Singer is your winner tonight. He is 3-6 with a 5.32 ERA. Kodai Senga is the loser, and he is 0-5 with a 9 ERA. And Tony Santillan gets his 4th save of the year. Now, the Reds head on to Wednesday with a chance to sweep the New York Mets, and Nick Lodolo will take the hill for the Reds. He is 2-1 with a 5.21 ERA. He will be going against Nolan McLean, who is 3-4 with a 4.01. First pitch is at 12:40, so you guys will see me later in the afternoon. And like we said, today is the 10-year anniversary of Locked On Sports, and on the postcast, I don't have a top 10 countdown, but what they wanted me to do today is do this day in Reds history. And so I went and I looked in the record books. I was looking through the history books. I went in Gray's Sports Almanac. I don't know how many people are going to get that joke, but for those who do, you're welcome. And I found on June 16th in 1978, the great Tom Seaver, ironically enough, Mr. Met himself, throws a complete game no-hitter at Riverfront Stadium against the St. Louis Cardinals. And if you look at these numbers, here's what's fascinating about it. So obviously the 9 innings, shutout, no hits, no earned runs, 3 walks. Can you imagine in this day and age having a no-hitter with just 3 strikeouts? Now, granted, we all know who was playing behind him, so that certainly helped out. Just having ground balls get to him has been something that was very beneficial there. But obviously coming in later in the machine, wasn't part of the World Series teams, but was kind of the guy who, when the Reds were trying to get back to the World Series, they brought him in. And also thought it was kind of fitting the Reds are playing the Mets today, and Mr. Met has the moment in Reds history for today. So thought that was pretty cool as well. But hey, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and roll out of here. Everyone, thank you again, not just on behalf of me here on the Postcast, but Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. Thank you so much for helping us get to 10 years here in this network. We're so grateful that we are the #1 sports podcast in America, and none of that is possible without you guys as well. So on behalf of Jeff and Steve and myself, I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone, thank you so much again for spending some time with me tonight. Have a great night. Go Red Legs, and I will see you tomorrow.